What up? My name is Brad. Welcome back to Dragon Ball Legends. Today, we're taking a look at every single legendary finish unit, otherwise known as Legends Limited. This is going to be a long one. We're probably going to be here for about an hour, I'd imagine, roughly, because I just did the Ultra video, and it was about 30 minutes. With that said, probably the first... There's a lot of units that I'm not going to skip over them, but we're going to talk about them very briefly. Like, you're going to get like 15 to 20 seconds on some of these units, because frankly, some of them are either so old that they're just doo-doo, or they came out and they were already doo-doo. So we're going to be bypassing quite a few of them. The ones that I don't have, I'll address right at the end of the video. I already made a video on this, all the Ultras. If you want to go check it out, go check that out. Without further ado, we got to get in, because your boy needs to be speed talking. Like I said, this might be an hour-long video, so you guys know more than I do. All right, like I said, without further ado, we're getting into it. So Beerus came out. And I don't think he was actually an LF, if I remember correct. They had to give him LF, because he came out and... Oh, God, it's been so long. As far as I remember, he came out and he was not. And then I believe he was in the very first groups of Zenkais, too. Like, the first, month or two after Zenkais came out. Because I remember looking at a Japanese guy's post. And he had grinded co-op for, 17 days straight to get Beerus to Zenkai. Because back then... it was not an easy task. Beerus is terrible. He's so bad. And he's been on every goddamn banner known to man. He used to be that unit that when you pulled him, it'd be like, God, Beerus, get out of here, man. But with that said, his Z ability, it's great. Green God Key. You could never beat that. That's a massive positive. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Otherwise known as actually disgusting when he's Zenkai. So gross, but it was such a funny time to be a Legends fan. So what happened? Around this time... okay, so this is when Super Saiyan Blue Vegito came out. The second anniversary. He came out, and then Gohan Zenkai'd and put his ass in his place. And then Yellow 17 or Yellow 18 Zenkai'd, and she was a color that was weak to him, and then put Gohan in his place. I would argue Gohan is probably still usable. He's not going to be good. He doesn't have much going on for him in these types of abilities, but his pure stats alone combined with the team, I would 100% argue you could still use him to get top 20k, maybe top 10k if you're very good. But that aside, nah, Gohan, it took him a long time to fall off, but I do believe we are at a point where he has fallen off. Goten was never good, but he's another prime example of a very good Zenkai ability. Being able to do, I believe, we'll just double check it over here, Sun Family and Purple, that'll pretty much always be good, because you're always going to have Purple Sun Families somewhere in the meta. More than likely. Not always, but more than likely you'll have them at some points. He's a prime example of, he's not horrendous, but he was never anything special. He literally was just kind of always there. Even when he first came out, his LF's a little bit boring. He's just kind of there. Vegito, this is one that shocked me. Now, when he first came out, oh, dude, was the hypest thing. It's probably still the hypest thing in the game. Because I remember, I was dating a girl at the time. She's like, hey, can you run to Walmart and get me something? I'm like, yeah. I go to Walmart and I'm checking my phone and I'm like, what do you mean Vegito was announced? And then I drove home at well, don't tell the police, but 110 miles an hour and recorded a video for him. And, he was good for a while. Fell off pretty hard. His Zenkai came back. And he's not bad. He's not good, but he's definitely not bad. He was the first unit that we had seen have a 14-star Zenkai ability. So it means he gave the extra little buffer, that 12% of that max base health, once you got him to 14 stars. He's not good, but it's fine. We got Chiku. Oh, man. Namek Goku. Literally, the game had to change fundamentally how it functioned for this guy to even fit in the game because of his counter ability, which I would imagine probably still hits pretty hard. Once he's transformed, look at those stats, dude. His stats are perfectly fine, and he does Blue Saiyan. So everything about that looking good. His counter is probably still pretty nutty. I don't think his Anger Kamehameha has any secondary thing. It deals massive impact, but it nullifies health into... There's a lot 50% of special move damage inflicted for 3 counts once a counter is activated. He used to nuke people. I don't think he'd be a nuke nowadays. Not even close. You could boost him up with 5 other blue boosting. No, I don't think so. But he earned his spot in history because he literally, the game had to change how it functioned for him to be a thing. God, Green Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He was so cool when he came out. And he was so bad. He wasn't so bad. Right when he dropped, he was good for like a month or 2. I mean, he was fine. Yeah, he was nothing super special. But again, he's green, and he's, what is Saiyan? Yeah, and he's Green Saiyan. Yeah, he's Green Saiyan, and he does both defenses. So as a bench unit, I could see me using him till the end of time. I love when units cover just an overall basis. Like, don't go hyper into it like this is only green hybrids. Yeah. But he's a fundamental good unit to have on your bench for sure. Am I ever going to use him again? They got to give him some Omega level plats. And then maybe. I doubt it, but maybe. Now, this is a unit, when he came out, I did summons with Goresh, and I remember being very angry because I spent all of my CC and I watched Goresh pull like 3 copies of him. It was a lot of fun. Good times. Good times. Definitely didn't. Oh god, I was so angry. I remember at the end of that summoning video, and I was like, I pulled like purple Turles like 10 times, and I was like, I swear to God. But he's another fundamental unit having the green God Key. Any of these ones that encapsulate a very big tag with just a color, we're good. We're all set. It's getting that big tag. I don't like when it's just hybrids. I don't like when it's just Sun Family. I get it. I just don't like it, and I think Zenkai should encapsulate way more. Like, when they do, like, the Tournament of Power or something like that, it's like, yes, that's where I'm at. I like that more. When he came out, he was a lot of fun. He had a lock-in mechanic. It was pretty cool. And even when he Zenkai'd, he was usable for a little while. He's been a very nice, solid, sturdy unit. Nothing insanity. He's fallen off heavily nowadays. I don't care what his stats look like. He has no way to boost those. He's got decent stats. A lot of these old LFs, I could definitely see some kind of plat coming out for them and making them at least something. The biggest problem with it is you're not going to have longevity from plats. So new units can always come out with higher stats. Always come out and be better. They always release and whatever else. These old units, they're locked to their stats indefinitely. Like he'll never have higher base stats unless they decide to do that. So then you're relying on scaling, and scaling comes from the equips, it comes from their teams, and all this kind of stuff. So they could make him okay. I don't know if they ever really would, and I don't know if I'd really want them to. I'm okay with them just making a new one. If a unit came out like 4 or 5 years ago, it's okay to let him die. This is a controversial unit when he came out, actually, because he was on one of the first ones where they had double LF banners, and that was not a very fun time to play the game, at least as far as I remember. I didn't like it at that time, or it was around that time we had like double LF banners. But Piccolo, so I never got to use him once he Zenkai'd. I never really got to use him once we got him either, because I pulled a copy of him. He was okay. It was like some Dragon Ball celebration. I never liked him. Was never a big fan of it. What is he? Yellow Region? Yeah. So yellow and tag regeneration. I mean, fits a nice little thing like I was just saying, covering an entire tag. But Region, oh man, Region's got a hell of a way to go to be good again. So he's another one. I don't think you'll ever see him again, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's horrific. You're not going to use him, let's be honest. His stats look decent. I mean, he hits 300k on the blast attack. I guess if he got a plat. No, there's a lot that he needs. There's a lot that he needs. He needs teamwork. No, they tried to hyper-focus him way too much on like Saiyan Saga Z and like Regeneration, which was already a dead tag back then even. Regeneration has been a very weird tag where like sometimes it's great, but it ends up performing like Piccolo does in the anime where it's just like, oh, well, I guess he's really good now. Oh, he's bad again. But it's just how life be. Piccolo's fine. You're not going to see him take a rise again, but he's not terrible. This little dude, this little guy is the opposite of what I just said about Piccolo. How he has managed to be at least kind of in the meta at all times, could never tell you. Could never tell you. He doesn't even have good stats. But somehow, this little dude manages to pop up on a team every now and again. Every now and again. Like when Purple Frieza came in. What is he? He's purple... Yeah, Frieza... Oh, he's Frieza Force. Should have been Lineage of Evil, but it's okay. I've never really... So I haven't used Lineage of Evil or Frieza Force. Definitely haven't used Frieza Force in a long, long time. That does hinder him quite a bit that he's Frieza Force. I never really thought about that, but... I never used his Zenkai, because I just barely Zenkai'd him a couple months ago. Because I just could not pull another copy of him. And I never actually finished his Zenkai. But he is a little stinker. He finds a way, man. He pops up. And, like, it'll be like, how's this dude from, like, 4.5 years ago? He's still pulling up, taking units out. So, props to him, I guess. Vegito Blue. Now we're getting to the units that, again, changed the game. When Vegito Blue came out, that was the first time that Legends had ever really felt like people were like, ooh, I hate free-to-plays. Obviously, or I hate pay-to-wins. Obviously, you're always going to have those people that hate people that, you know, spend a lot of money on the game and then they have better stats and they win because of that. You're never going to like that. But Vegito Blue was one of the first times I distinctly remember reading comments. It was the second anniversary and being like, damn, people hate me. Because I went in for him. I had like a 9-star like the second day because I was like, screw it, dude, I'll spend like 70,000 CC. I don't care. And then once he's Zenkai'd, he didn't really do much. Nothing really changed. His core fundamentals are good. Like, he draws a strike, on strike, his green card's decent, all that stuff. I'm sure he could still do a little bit of damage, but he would need a lot. He would need a lot to be popping back up in any level of meta. Because like I said, even when he's Zenkai'd, it didn't feel any different at all. Like, it felt exactly the same. So, solid. I wouldn't write too much about it. Majin Vegeta for me is a massive disappointment. Number one, his art is hideous. I don't care who you are. There's no way you like that art of Majin Vegeta. It is still the worst. Just look at it, his creepy little smile. That M can't even fit on his forehead because his hair goes so far down. No shot. He's got pretty okay stats though, to be honest with you. I mean, 294, 282, 194, 192. Now should be noted that he does have the first 6 ones filled in, and a lot of those other units we were looking at don't have that. So don't take the stats too seriously. I'll be honest with you, I've never used Tomy past, like, when he's Zenkai'd. Never even used him a single time. I do love his LF, though. I'm not going to act like I don't. His LF is fantastic. That's something I haven't talked about with most of the other units because a lot of them just have pretty standard LFs. Majin Vegeta, and we'll get a little bit further, a couple more units down, is when it really started to feel like, okay, they're trying with Legends Limited. With that said, do I care? Not so much. I mean, he's Blue Vegeta Clan. Vegeta has had a rough time in Legends. That is undeniable at this point, that it's just been like, why do you hate him, Toshi? What did he do to you? Alright, if he looked at me like that, I guess I wouldn't be the biggest fan of it. He's not usable. He's not going to be usable for a while. It is what it is. I'm okay with it. UI Goku. He's a weird one. When he came out, it was the first time that I remember making the video saying, now I don't even have to play the game. UI Goku plays it for me. Or like, what's better than a unit that plays the game for you? I think that was the title of my video. And I remember when he came out, and everybody was like, oh, you can just stand there and he just dodges attacks. And now it's kind of normal for UI Goku to do that. It don't even feel like it's that crazy anymore. That's where Legends is gone. He's a very okay Zenkai, honestly. Sometimes I'll fight this dude, and I'm like, oh, are you sure you're 3 years old, bro? That's so weird to say I'm fighting a 3-year-old. I'm not going to tell you he's good, but he's definitely not, like, bottom barrel trash unusable. He's okay, and it's because he's Sun Family. Let's get that straight. He's Sun Family God Key. Of course, he's going to be at least okay. He does do Universe Rep, which I am a big fan of. That covers a wide range of units, which is always good. I'm going to say that a million times because that's one of the defining things for me with units. If they have a good Z ability, like a very good Z ability, I'll go out of my way to make sure I at least get one copy, and then I'll slowly work them up. Because I like to be able to use any team that releases. You can hyper-focus on one team, and if you're free to play and you're not making content, you should hyper-focus on one team. But trying to make content, it's always been kind of nice to be able to, I can just use roughly any team that I want to use. So when they buffed that, he was looking pretty good on his kit. You know, you got to remember when he came out, man. This is 3 years ago. This is like 3.5 years ago. Homie came out. So his kit was looking okay for what it was. His LF is solid. but it's nowhere near like, oh my gosh, like. But it's definitely a cool LF. Solid unit, usable. I haven't personally used his Zenkai. Obviously, as you can tell, he's not Zenkai, or he's not like soul boosted. But I've fought some that have really put the work in and given me some trouble. All right, we're getting out of at least the LF territory, because a lot of them are the Zenkai territory for like 1 or 2 points. Cool unit. When he came out with Blue Broly, this dude does need a Zenkai, by the way. He is so old at this point. He does need a Zenkai. He might be usable. It is weird that the newest Gogeta Blue that came out was yellow. So that kind of locks this guy at a Zenkai in for a little while. But that almost guarantees when he does, he'll Zenkai boost that other Gogeta. So there's pros and there's cons. His green card is still one of the coolest ones. The God counter, when he does that shit, it's the funniest when he does that and then just gets blown back. I love that. I think once he Zenkais, he could be okay. I don't think you're gonna see him, take to the top of the. You might. I mean, Saiyans and fusions and all these movies. He might be very good, but he'd need a hell of a Zenkai. He would need a hell of a Zenkai to be good. Broly. I don't have him fully Zenkai'd. As you can tell, I only have him Z5. This was, whenever he's Zenkai'd, I wasn't really focused. I don't focus too much on Zenkais nowadays. I really don't use them that much. Most Zenkais are just at least okay. Sometimes we'll get to one that it's like, this is what every Zenkai should look like. I do think Broly's decent, though. I watched a couple of videos on him right when he's Zenkai'd, and I was kind of like, okay, he can at least put the work in damage-wise. I mean, he got 272 strike attack before even soul boosting or even finishing his last 2 panels. And he's not even 14 starred. So if you got this guy high stars fully boosted on a decent team, no matter what, he'll do some damage. That's kind of defines Broly as a whole, is no matter what, he'll do some damage. But that doesn't mean he's bad. Would I use him if he gets a plat? Absolutely. If they give him like an okay, good, just a nice, solid plat, gives him another like 6 months of life, absolutely, I'd run him again. He's a lot of fun. Worst goddamn windscreen in the game. He just does like that, and you're like, what are you doing, bro? Worst windscreen in the game. But, yeah, absolutely, I would use him, yes. Yeah, see? You heard it here. Gohan. One of the most slept-on units to ever exist. And I'm guilty of it, too. When Homie came out, everybody was like, there's no way this guy's going to be good. He's going to suck, dude. It's Gohan. It's only got, it was cool having only one arm. It's still cool that he only has one arm. I like that. That is the defining trait of future Gohan. But for whatever reason, this dude was in the meta for like 2 years. And I guarantee when he Zenkais, he will be back for vengeance. I guarantee it. He has a very cool LF. It doesn't make any sense because he doesn't have an LF, but he's got it. He's got endurance. He nullifies endurance. He's a Sun family. He's future. He's Super Saiyan. There's a lot. He's hybrids. He fits in a lot of things. So he's awesome, but I don't want to see him Zenkai because I get the feeling it's going to be gross. But I do want him to Zenkai because sometimes I like to be gross in Dragon Ball Legends. Kid Buu. This dude's nuts. I might actually go through and soul boost him and try him out for a video. He just Zenkai'd like a couple weeks ago. I might do it. I've watched a couple little clips of this guy. This little dude's a maniac. He was already okay when he came out. He was pretty decent when he dropped, to be honest with you. He was everything wild. But he is undisputably the best Buu unit in the entire game. And I don't think it's even close. If you do have to Zenkai him and have him decent stars. Obviously 7 at the minimum. I would love to have an extra copy of him. Maybe even like 2 more copies of him just to get him up to above that 9 stars. But Little Man's wild for how old of a unit he really is. His LF's solid. It's a standard Kid Buu LF. The units that don't really have an LF, they go one way or the other. They go to a very mid LF because it's not a real thing, or they go to a very good LF because it's not a real thing. You're either one way or the other. Goku Black. I never liked this Goku Black. I'm going to say it. You heard it from me here. I was never a fan. Now, the green Goku Black, once he's Zenkai's, but he's not an LF, so we're not talking about him. But once the green one does, not the Zamasu and Goku Black, the one that transforms. That dude's going to be gross. Yeah, I can't say really anything positive about this guy. He's got potential. I couldn't stop pulling copies of him whenever he's Zenkai'd, which is good. I have no doubt that he's at least decent. Like, look at his stats where I even soul boosted. I have no doubt that he's at least okay, and he's usable. I mean, he's a Saiyan, he's God Key, Future. He's got allies that are in this meta that could make him at least somewhat usable. I'm not going to use him. He's not my cup of tea. I've just never, for whatever reason, there's some units I just never click with. I couldn't care less. Purple Future is great, but I literally just don't care. But he can be God Key and powerful opponent. You want to talk about like a best friend for Cursed Merged Zamasu or CMZ, Corrupt Merged Zamasu. I would say Cursed. He's good. He's cool. I'm not going to ever use him again. Unless he gets a really good plat, but even then I just won't. I love Goku Black too. I just can't. This dude is weird because he's surprisingly good. I don't know why he's so good. He's got like okay stats. Honestly, it's the cover change. It's taking a unit and saving them. Nowadays, he's a little more susceptible to getting caught and just insta-dying because a lot of cover change nullification. But I would argue he's probably still at least good. And I mean, his Z ability is fantastic. I mean, it's Yellow Saiyans. You can't beat that, bro. We've already got 3 of all the 5s covered. He's good. He's another one that I really wouldn't use him too much. He's got a cool LF. It's just Dragon Fist. I mean, it looks sick. He saves your units twice since he's Zenkai'd. He's got access to really good teams. He looks sick. Everything about it lines up to it, but he is, frankly, just a little bit too old. He's just a little too old to put used to it. He's got decent enough kits. There's nothing absolutely insane. He gets his health back. Blazing Hot Battle. I prefer Blazing Hot Wings, but that's just me. He's cool. I don't think you'll see him around for a long, long time. All right, now we're getting to this. Was my favorite unit in the entire game for about 2 years. I think Ultra UI has overtaken that spot, but by no means do I dislike Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. By no means. He's so... just everything about him is still cool. I got him up to max stars. I got him up to really good equipments. I got him up to all this stuff. Zenkai'd him. 290 is nothing to laugh at on a defense type. This will always and forever be one of my favorite abilities if I can find it. Now, well, the first attack that he takes in the entire match is reduced damage right there. Next damage sustained by 30% cannot be canceled. So no matter what, he could take a rush as the first hit that he takes, and he will nullify it by 30%. To me, that is fan-freaking-tastic, and it has been since he dropped. I'm going to be honest, there's zero reason to run him. Once we got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the purple one, there is zero reason to run him. But this dude had a nice, solid run. He came out, he was slept on a little bit, he proved that he was at least a decent or usable unit. He got his Zenkai, he came back, and he was at least okay. He was at least okay. Not ridiculous, but he was usable for an extra couple months, so we take our W's. Now this guy, I hate him. He is so stinking good. I hate him. He is so good. Everything about this unit is exactly what they should do with Zenkais. Number one, here he has a good Zenkai ability. Red God Key, can't beat that. Number one, decent enough Zenkai ability. Nothing wild. It's okay. It's not that good, to be honest with you. He's an old unit. What are you going to do? But everything about what he does in his kit, he is exactly the unit that he needs to be when he needs to be it. He is one of the most well-rounded units that I've ever seen, and he looks like just a normal unit. He doesn't look like anything insane. He's not bad. He's fine. Now, when you use him, or when you get your ass handed to you by him, it's like, this dude is 3.5 years old, or 3 years. You're kidding me. This dude is such an old unit, and he is bodying me. I couldn't say enough about Corrupt, or Half Corrupted Fusion's mod. I can't say enough. He's so good. He's so good. I hate him. This dude's gonna be just as gross. So around the time that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out with Zamasu, when they both dropped, they were pretty much on top of the meta. Zamasu was a little bit weaker, arguably, than Gogeta's because, Gogeta's a Saiyan and fusions, whatever else. Gohan came out and put a stop to both of them. Gohan was nasty. One of, if not the first revival units. I'm trying to think somebody before him. There's probably a revival unit before him, but the first reviving LF, as far as I know, I could be wrong. No, first reviving LF was in fact Gohan. When he came out, he was so good. Like, he was so freaking good. And it's not that he fell off. He's probably okay. You could rock him. I still see him sometimes in the meta, to be honest with you. Like, he's not completely dead. But I wouldn't, by any stretch of the imagination, say he's... Home Dog don't fit on the team anymore. Let's put it that way. Even once you kick his butt and he comes back revived. Now, if he Zenkais and gets a plat, this dude could be a menace. A menace. And I mean that. Dude could be gross. It depends on what his Z ability is. Like, what his Zenkai ability is. It depends on a lot of things. What does his plat do? Whatever else. He could be gross. I could 100% see him being gross. Frieza, when he came out, he was really good. He's one of the reasons the game had to change as well, alongside Blue Super Saiyan Goku. Well, okay, I'm thinking of an event with Blue Super Saiyan Goku. He was okay. He's fine. He was pretty good when he came out. Fell off pretty hard. His Zenkai brought him back for a little while. Look, his stats don't look bad. I haven't really even soul boosted him, and he's got that right now. I'm never probably going to ever use him again, to be honest with you. We'll just wait till full power comes out again. We'll probably never. What do we say about this guy? This dude's kit was weird. So he has an ability where if he drops below a certain amount of ki, he'll automatically gain that ki back. So technically speaking, if you have enough card draw speed, he could attack forever. I remember when he came out, and I might have been D3, I don't remember, but somebody in the community made a video of him doing an outrageous combo. I mean, we're talking, it was stupid. It lasted for like 100 counts or something. It was completely unfun if I fought against that. Now, with that said, it's a little deceptive to say he's that good, because it's not that he's bad. He's definitely not that good, though. Like, he's okay. He's fine. Once he's Zenkai'd, I actually thought he was going to be ridiculous. And then he's Zenkai'd, and he's just... he's alright. He's fine. His stats look okay. I think he's another Vegeta Clan user, so that really lowers his stonks, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the second you boost Vegeta Clan over, like, Termina Power or even just Saiyan, instantly you're not making the squad. You're not making the squad anytime soon. I'm going to be honest with you, bro. He's okay. Okay, so this is a shocking one. I like this. Is a good one. He's a very solid unit. You can see I Zenkai'd him. I used it for a couple matches for a little while there. He's way better than you think he was going to be. You would think he's going to be, not that good, whatever else. He's got endurance. He's got all this stuff. His LF is fantastic. He came out. He was okay. He died so fast. Gone. And then he's Zenkai'd, and it's like, oh, well, he's pretty good. He's not Zamasu, but he's definitely a usable unit, undeniably. Plus, he does powerful opponent, which it's a little more niche, but it's better than nothing. It's better than a lot of things, because powerful opponent's a bit tough, because a lot of opponents in Legends, or Dragon Ball, don't really qualify as powerful. A lot of units, or a lot of characters, don't even qualify as a powerful character. So when you have powerful opponent, then it really is only the big bads. Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, Omega, those type ones. You don't count, like Rage, Shenron, and stuff like that. They don't count as powerful. So as much as he's solid, it does hinder him a little bit, but he's a cool unit. I can't deny. I think he's guilty of the Z ability. Yeah, Episode Saiyan Saga Z. They need to stop that. They did the Boo Saga too, with a lot of the units coming out in the anniversary, and it's like, you gotta stop doing that, man. No, nobody wants just an arc boosted. That's terrible. Nobody wants that. Well, somebody out there wants that. Oh, Purple Cell. When this dude came out, I thought he was great, dude. I was like, this guy's awesome. And then he died so fast. He was just gone. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of his art. It's kind of funky looking now that I look at it. But Cell is kind of funky looking when you look at it. I mean, yeah, he's the perfect light form, whatever. But he definitely is, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have much else to really say on him. He came out, I thought he was great. And then I used him for like 2 months. And I've never even thought of him again until making this video. Yeah. Welcome to what was my favorite unit. So, my initial favorite unit way back when was it was Blue Deborah. Okay, the game was different back then. It was Blue Deborah, and then it was Green Super Saiyan GT Goku, and then it was Super Saiyan 4 Green GT Gogeta, and then it was these guys. And these dudes are fantastic. And I think when they Zenkai / get a plat, I could see them 100% putting the work in. I genuinely could. Everything about them screams they could be good. Not only do the Sun Family, but they do Vegeta Clan, but they do God Key. They also do movies. Everything screams about it. This is the time, what was this? 3rd anniversary? Or like 6 months after the 3rd anniversary? Yeah, it would have been like Christmas of like 2021, I think. Either way, when they came out, they were so good. So good. Everything about them. I could list off a myriad of things that would help them be that good again. But realistically, if they came out, they got some nice stat buffs. And maybe some kind of... Honestly, they might just need stats. I'd have to relook at their entire kit to really diagnose what they need. But some hefty stats pumped into them, I could see them putting work in. I would gladly use them again. They were the start of the Goku Vegeta duo LFs. And they started it out right. Poor Trunks. Poor Trunks. He came out and... No, they're the anniversary, aren't they? No, I'm thinking of Rage Trunks. Never mind. Just kidding. Trunks. Trunks. So, I haven't Zenkai'd him, but when he did Zenkai, I fought quite a few of them. He tanked okay. I'm not gonna say he tanked bad. He's got endurance, obviously. He's got okay stats. He's a rough unit. A lot of people don't like this Trunks, so I kind of see why they don't, fit into that. So Trunks is a very liked unit when he comes back in Dragon Ball Z. Trunks is a very torn unit when he's not in Dragon Ball Z. When homie's in Dragon Ball Super, I don't know if people like or hate Trunks. I could not tell you. I'm always a Trunks enjoyer. I think he's fine. But if I had to pick a Trunks that I like the least, it would be this Trunks. It'd be the Trunks that stopped Vegito from killing Merge Zamasu, stole the show, and then didn't even win. But with that said, his LF is so freaking clean. So I can't even talk shit on him. He blocks strike cover changes. He's got all this stuff. I could see him one day making some level of resurgence with a proper plat. I could see it. Is he guilty of the Vegeta Clan? I don't think he is. He is Vegeta Clan, but he's also Future and Hybrid, so he's not that bad. And he does both defenses. And if they're Vegeta Clan and Future, good. That's getting so specific. Vegeta Clan Future. Good lord. There's like 3 people alive that are from the Vegeta Clan in the future. He's cool. His LF rocks, but he does not. He does not. Bardock! Bardock, you son of a... At 3 stars. This man has evaded me for years. When I tell you, I've never done a single battle with him because I can never pull more copies of him. I have nothing to say. I've fought some of Zenkai Bardocks. If you've ever seen my viewer battle streams, we do them from time to time. There's a kid that comes by, and he uses Zenkai Bardock. And he's pretty good. He's pretty tanky. If he gets a proper plat, he's still a Saiyan. He fits on a couple different teams. I could see him being good. Mine? Dude, no. Hey, mine stinks. Look at his stats. He's on 3 stars. I just cannot pull a copy of him. I don't have an opinion on him. I don't know. He sucks. How's that? No, I think he's fine. I've fought a couple that are good. Jiren's a weird one. When he came out, I didn't like him. I didn't like Jiren's card. But then once he Zenkai'd, I kind of became a fan like that. I was like, alright. He's not bad. He got a tiny-ass head, man. But he's not bad. He's fine. I don't want to tell you he's like ridiculous, but look at his stats. I mean, for a range type, hitting almost 200k on both defenses and almost 300k on both attacks, that's actually very good. Combined with endurance, but I think it's like last unit standing endurance, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's endurance. Applies the following effects to self when enemy is rising rush. Activates. Yeah, okay, so he restores it on rush, which is very good. Very reminiscent of the old school yellow Sen Shenron. I don't want to say anything negative about him because he's a fantastic Zenkai. And if more units Zenkai like he does, where they're very fair, but they're very usable and they fit on decent teams, and I think he boosts Tournament of Power, right? Or powerful opponent. Yeah, it's a little more middling at that point, but he's on the team for Tournament of Power or, Universal Rep. He's okay. I don't want to say anything bad. With a plat, I could 100% see him shooting up in the ranks. 100%. With some kind of decent plat, I could see it. Not even a doubt in my mind. Another gosh dang 3-star that I just cannot get copies of. To save my life. Guys, we're at like 3 years now, and I haven't pulled another copy of these. And I refuse to put LFZ power into them. I will not do it. Because I am not going to get them with the 7s. I don't care. Now, when they came out, they were gross. They were so good for like 2 months when they dropped. I forgot that was Yamcha at the top. I thought that was Gohan. Good God. They were so good for 6 months. I would say, roughly, Like I would say roughly they were good for about 6 months. What are your max stats looking like? They're one of the free ones I'm curious about. I mean, they're good. Decent enough stats. Both range type. They stay red. They're good. I don't want to say anything negative. I've never really gotten to use them. I think I've probably done one battle with them. And I've just never been able to pull a copy. So. Rip. Now this dude. Alright, how do I explain this to you guys? You guys are Dragon Ball fans, right? You're 37 minutes into a video about Dragon Ball Legends. I assume you're Dragon Ball fans. This dude feels powerful when you use him. Does that make sense? Like, even if he's not the best, like, his stats are decent. He led off an anniversary. Like, he's good enough to be an anniversary unit, right? His stats are okay. He's Goku. He's on God Key. He's got endurance. I think he's the one that has last stand endurance. He's got endurance. He cover changes. When they attack you and you just stand there, he launches an attack that hurts them. He feels like Ultra Instinct. Not Sign. We're now full autonomous, baby. He feels like a powerful unit. The second that he Zenkais, I think he's going to be actually absurd. We probably got 2 years till he Zenkais. We probably got at least a year and a half until we even get close to him Zenkai. Maybe even 2.5 years. Honestly. Because I think the second he Zenkais, he'll be vile. He'll be so good. Because he feels like power. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain because he's not that good, but he's not bad. He's usable. But he just feels strong. And hopefully one person out there is like, thank you, I get it. I don't have this guy 7-star, and he's Zenkai soon. He's okay. I really was never impressed with him. I pulled him, and I really tried to use him for a couple weeks. I remember really sitting down and trying to do match after match and just being like, man, why am I getting my ass beat? He's just okay. His LF is sick. It's a standard Dragon Fist Super Saiyan 3. No big deal. Depends on what his Zenkai ability is. I imagine it'll be Green Saiyan. But if they do Green Sagas in the movies, that's totally fine too. There's enough movies to make it usable. He's very based around... Actually, I wouldn't mind Green Sun family, but it does limit us pretty heavily. So if I had to pick, I'd pick Green Saiyan or Sagas from the movies. He just never did the job for me. I've just never been a big fan of him. Like his stats, 140, his stats are terrible. They're so bad. And I realize I only have him 6 stars, so that's why. And I think I worked him up to 6 stars. I'd like my LFZ power back if you don't mind. Pretty sure I worked him up to that. When I tell you I've never used this unit, like I've never even seen his animations in the game. Because I pulled him, I don't know, 4 weeks ago. I pulled 2 copies, like 2 multis, and I was like, oh, all right. Sick. He looks cool. This is like one of my favorite Trunks designs. My favorite Trunks is a black tank top when he goes and kills Cell. And he goes back to his time period. But this is right behind it. When he shows up and kills Frieza and King Cold. I don't have any opinion on him one way or the other. His stats look terrible. His Zenkai ability, Hybrid Saiyan, Vegeta Clan, Future. It's all that jarbled up with Future and Vegeta Clan. He's cool. He looks sick. I've seen his LF before. It's just your standard Trunks LF from that time period. Cooler. Now, if you don't know, I freaking love Cooler. He might be my favorite villain in all of Dragon Ball. And it's not an overstatement. I'm pretty sure he is. I like him more than Boo. I like him more than Cell. I like him more than Frieza. I like him more than Omega, more than Baby, more than Super 17. I like him more than Demon King Piccolo. I like him more than Turles, King, what's his name? Lord Slug. Yeah, I mean, cooler, I think, it's really not even that close, which is crazy. I would have never thought. And I couldn't pull this goddamn unit until like 3 weeks ago. like 2 months ago, whenever the heck I pulled him. It's been years. It's been years, and I couldn't get him. He came out and he dominated Super Vegito. Absolutely nuked him into high heaven, and then this dude died immediately. And we've never seen anything from him again. He'll come back. He'll come back once he gets a Zenkai, once he gets a Plat. Beast Gohan. Now, Dragon Ball Superhero, Dragon Ball Superhero is one of my favorite Dragon Ball movies. Not even close. Beast is one of my favorite transformations. Not even close. It's in like the top 5. I can't put it any further than that. Definitely not like top 1, definitely not like top 10, right? But definitely top 5. With that said, he came out, I didn't think he was going to be that good. He was okay. It's fine. Like, he was nothing crazy. He was just like, oh, solid enough unit. I can't give him any guff. But with that said, he's fallen off pretty hard. He actually fell off very hard right after Superhero came out. About 6 months down the line, this dude felt unusable. There's sometimes I run into him in PvP in the ladder, and he puts some work in. I'm not going to lie to you. He's got decent enough cover changes. He's got decent enough LF. He's usable, but I wouldn't fully recommend. If he ever Zenkais, he'll be disgusting. But again, we're like 3 years out of his Zenkai, so don't expect that anytime soon. Now, I love these units. Super Saiyan 4 is my personal favorite transformation. As we just talked about Beast. I want to love these guys so much, and I just don't because they're okay. They're definitely usable. They're fine. If you have them high enough stats, and you have a good GT team, you can 100% throw them on the team and use them. Not even a question in my mind. Their LF is dope. That's about the best I could really give them. They have a really good green card. They do Strike and Blast Attack, which I will always like. Strike and Blast Attack for Saiyan. 15% of his GT. That's an amazing Z ability. Like if we're talking about boosting like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or if they Zenkai boosting up Omega, fantastic. But I don't think I would use them again until they Zenkai or get some type of Plat or something along those lines. Now GT has very good equips. GT is a very good team, but I can't see myself running them over Omega if I'm running GT. I just can't do it. As much as they're cool and they're dope and they're lit and I like them, I just can't see it. Trunks Vegeta, another 3-star. I actually did not know I only had them at 3 stars. I've never once even debated using them. I learned years ago, probably like 4 years ago, that Legends does not like Vegeta. Toshi is not a fan, and anytime a Vegeta unit releases, you gotta summon carefully. You gotta hope there's a Goku on the back end that's helping him up. This is one of the few ones where everybody thought, okay, they finally got it together. Vegeta's going to be crazy. And they just are not good. I only have them 3 stars. I haven't personally used them, but I've fought enough of them, and I've OHKO'd enough of them to tell you they need a lot of work if they're ever going to be usable. Right alongside future Gohan, the one-armed one, this dude, right alongside him, he is so stinking good for no reason. There is no reason for him to be as good as he is. I'm also seeing that stupid camera lens is popping up. I do use a free camera. I know, you can scrutinize me. He is so good for no reason. I do think I will probably push him. Once I get Broly up to 6 stars, maybe even 7, I will push this Android 17 up to 7 stars, maybe. Again, we're years out of his Zenkai. I wouldn't even expect it. He doesn't even really need it, to be honest with you. For whatever reason, man, he's just so good. Like, I could list off the exact reasons he's good. But he's one of those units that on paper you're like, dude, why are you so good? And he's like, oh, I just am. Amazing unit. Goku. I'm not a fan of this unit, but I am a fan of the UI that he transforms into. I don't like this base unit. Using him feels terrible. But the second you revive into UI, he feels very, very good. Very, very good. But getting to that point, man, boy howdy, let me tell you, it's rough. Because this dude does nothing. his stats look bad. He doesn't have anything going for him. And then the second he transforms, you're like, Okay, this I can get behind. Wait a minute, hold on. But until then, it's rough. It's rough. But I do like that. At least he has a redeeming quality that when he does that, and revival will always be good. I'm also noticing I never soul boosted. Okay. Oops. These guys, I love their animations. They're one of the best looking units in the entire game. Their problem is, number one, getting their LF off is pretty hard. And number two, they are so mid. Like, technically speaking, you can use them. Absolutely. They fit on Vegeta Clan. They fit on Goku. All this stuff. Technically speaking, you can 100%... I think I just flicked a spider away while I'm talking. I just flicked something away that was crawling towards me. All right. Great. Technically speaking, you can use them because they fit on a lot of teams. They look sick. Man, they're just bad. I don't know how else to say that. They're just... And they were bad. The second they came out, everybody was like, what? This is a 2023 unit? Okay. No thanks. Go Frieza. 2020... Yeah, 2023. Yeah. Yeah, it was just last year. Go Frieza is a weird one. This is the only unit, as far as I know in history, aside from Green Beerus, who technically speaking gained an LF, even though he was an LF. He was titled LF, but he didn't really have an LF. As far as I remember, they gave him one. Either way, Go Frieza is a crazy one. They came out, and they were so mid. They were just there. It was like, okay, yeah, I mean, they're usable, sure. And then Toshi was like... Let's buff them. And he buffed them to high heaven and back, and we've never looked back. And they're not as usable right now. Absolutely not. The second, like, UI Goku came out and he could just lock them and kill them, their stonks fell off heavily. But, man, did they dominate for a good 6 months. And I think they're totally runnable right now. But, man, they were monsters when they got that buff. For a good couple months. It was not like it was like a short thing. This Piccolo, I really wanted him. If you don't know, I like Orange Piccolo. Oh, you can't see it because that thing's in the way. Show it all? Oh. There's a big-ass... Oh, you can see it right there. There's a big-ass Orange Piccolo statue back there. I love Orange Piccolo. It's awesome. I don't like him. Plus, I only have him 3 stars. And I'm not going to Z-power him up because I don't like him that much. That's it. But he's also a Revival unit, which instantly, for me, makes a unit at least kind of usable. Revival is way, way stronger than Standard Endurance. Way stronger. I don't know how much that really does for him in the long term, but he's fun. He's a fun unit. I don't want to talk too much crap on him. The Gammas, man. Awesome, 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 awesome unit. I love that, like, their ability to, once their gauge is full, number 2 shoots up in the sky, and then he comes down. It pretty much nukes most things in the game. It's one of those LFs that's very hard to pull off. When you do, it feels so rewarding, but it's very hard to pull off. They got to be the last unit standing. They have to be, not going to forfeit on you. It's just tough. But whenever it does happen, it's like the Blue Boys, and it's like, damn, that's cool. Really, really cool LF. Aside from that, they're just an okay unit. They do everything they kind of need to do. I don't know if I'd really say they're good, but they're on movies, they're on Android. They have a lot of things going for them. I don't know how much I'd really say, like, oh, dude, they're so lit. They have, like, 1 tag. Android, and that's it. Super Saiyan Goku. I love this freaking unit. Not only does he look cool, when he came out, I stand by it, that he was very good. He was a very good unit, and you cannot tell me otherwise. He fell off so fast. He fell off so freaking fast, it's not even funny. And I hate that. Because he's such a cool unit. He does everything. His green card looks sick. His LF is sick. His art looks sick. He's decent. He's on Super Saiyan, Sun Family, Saiyan, everything. I kind of wish he wasn't blue. I think that kind of ruined, because I'd love to test these units with like Bardock and stuff to see how they really hold up. But sadly, I do think he would be pretty bad. Also, people that roast Gohan's hair for being too tall, have you ever looked at his father's hair? Look at how tall his hair is. I boosted him all the way up to 7 stars. I think I got him at 3, and I might have boosted him all the way up. I don't fully remember. But I liked him. He was fun. He died kind of quick. Evoken, I pulled a copy of them, and as you can see, I haven't even leveled them up or soul boosted them. And I think that probably gives you my idea, or the idea that I have for them. So if we're looking at them, though, what are your max stats? If you got them maxed out, those are decent. I've heard nothing but bad things about them, to be honest, and that kind of stinks, because they look so freaking sick. But it probably should have been Blue Evolution and MUI Sign. It probably or UI Sign, not MUI. It probably should have been Blue Evolution and UI Sign. This one, it fits more thematically because this is what they did in the anime, right? I mean, Goku was Kaioken. I guess Kaioken's basically evolution. So it fits, actually. It fits. They're super sick. Their animations are sick. I wanted a copy so bad when they came out. I didn't get it. I got a copy during the anniversary, and now I haven't even loaded them up. So if that ain't the prime example of Legends, I don't know what is. This is a tough one because Gohan. I love this stupid unit. Everything from the animations to whenever you transform, he locks them, to swapping up his cover change because he covers Blast and then he covers Strike once he transforms. Everything about this stupid unit, I love it. And I have to admit, he fell off. Now, people were saying 5-6 months ago he fell off. I don't fully think that, but the anniversary definitely pushed this boy out of the top 15, top 20 even. Definitely shoved him right out. Again, if we're talking hyper competitive, you got to take all this stuff with a grain of salt. Because if you're just playing kind of casually, jumping to PvP every now and again, absolutely you can run Gohan. You can run whatever you want. You can run Spark. You can run all the way back to like Blue Yamcha, Green Yamcha from 2 years ago. You can make it work. But sadly, Gohan, he definitely fell out of like the top meta for sure. And I think he was there. He was there for about 2 months. Gohan was fan-freaking-tastic. And then you get taken out the boost system. They focus on other teams, and then you're just okay. And that's how life be. Super Vegeta, I don't have an opinion on this guy. I've fought quite a few of them in like the viewer battles and stuff. I don't want to tell you he's bad. I don't want to tell you he's good. I think he's usable, 100%, but you need at least 6 or 7 stars. At 3 stars, I wouldn't rock him. It's not feasible. He's okay, but it's not. You got to be a really good player to be rocking him in PvP above rank 50 at 3 stars. Let's put it that way. With that said, everything about him, he's a cool unit. Having a physical Super Saiyan Vegeta is pretty crazy, bro. I'm not going to act like it's not. I don't know what happened with the what Final Destruction is. I don't know where Final Flash is, but it is what it is. It's a really sick LF when he runs up and just kicks him in the face. It's cool. Everything about him is pretty cool. Probably not going to use him until he Zenkai's in 4 years. Nappa. Underrated unit. Massively underrated unit. Everybody looks at Nappa and they're like, well, he's okay, he's fine. He needs to become Vegeta to be usable. I don't think so. Nappa's good. Nappa's good as Nappa, and then he's just better as Vegeta. He's hard to run because, number one, his teams. Obviously, he is a pure Saiyan, but also being purple, there's a lot of contention, but it's mainly a powerful opponent. There's a lot of contention spots for a purple or a powerful opponent, like Saiyan or a powerful opponent that are purple. There's a lot of spots to fill there that are frankly just better than Nappa, especially now with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Even Gohan, I don't really like running 2-colored teams or 1-colored teams. I just can't. I can't do mono teams. There's just no way. When he goes Vegeta, he is so freaking good. Again, Nappa's good too. But when he goes Vegeta, it's kind of like, God damn, this dude's like a unit. Same thing as always. Am I going to use him that much? Maybe a little bit. I got him to 6 stars during the anniversary. Or maybe it was like right after. Maybe a little bit. I could see me using him. It's tough. Whenever you get to a point where it's like... Because the second I see a unit that's his color, that does roughly what he does, it's hard. But he is a revival unit, which I told you inherently means he is better than a lot of other like defensively typed units. Obviously, he's a range type. He's not defensive. But having that revival, it stops anything. Like, you need to watch Nappa die and become Vegeta. You can't just nullify that. Solid. Solid. Now we're getting to the most recent units. Vegeta and Goku. Should have been... No, that's right. Should have been Vegeta. Yeah, I like that he's the leading man in this one. Fantastic. Probably my favorite anniversary unit, which is crazy for me to say that it's not a Gogeta. Like, I genuinely, when they first came out, I didn't really like Vegito that much. But guaranteeing you get a rush off, his stats, his LF is just perfect. So many positives about him. There's nothing but praise that I can give this guy. There's not a single thing but praise. Vegito is so good. He's rough, though, because that transformation, it comes faster than Gogeta does. But they're really just not that good of units, especially after the boost wore off, before they transform into Vegito. Which is to be expected. They got to transform first. That's the whole point of the card. Vegito's in the background. But solid unit, my personal favorite anniversary unit. For sure, for sure. Not even a question. Gogeta, who I would have thought was going to be my favorite anniversary unit, and then just wasn't. His assault chain is so much better than I think any of us thought it was going to be. Even after he came out, it was like, well, this isn't bad. I don't dislike this. But I'm not going to tell you it's amazing or anything. No, dude, his assault chain is so freaking good. There's so many times where it's just like, you just stop everybody from doing anything. Alright, so his stocks went astronomical with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They shot through the roof. I do like him quite a bit. Animations are clean. The problem is there's so many clean Gogeta animations that he just kind of fits in, whereas Vegito was a lot different. I love Godku. I love it. It is my favorite animation in the entire game is his LF. Man, does he stink. He is just not good. And I'm sorry. You should not be mad. It's okay. Not every unit has to be fantastic. Boy, how they did him dirty. Let me tell you what. They did him dirty. He's not like unusable. Again, you gotta see a little bit between the lines here, okay? Now, we're talking at like a high PvP level. He's unusable. Rank like 60 and under, he's fine. You could totally rock Godku. Is he anything special? That's the problem is no. But he's got endurance. He's relatively strong. He's on good teams. He's Sun Family. He's Godki. He's movies. There's a lot of things you can make work with him. But again, if we're talking high PvP, you're just not going to see him that much. He's fine. And again, his LF is my favorite LF in the entire game. And it's not even close. But, yeah. Sleeper unit. If you go and watch my video on this dude, whenever he got announced, I was like, well, we'll have to see. Because it's like, you know, his kit is very defensive. It is very defensive. But then this dude pulls up and he nukes people with that super. His LF is cool. He's on good teams. He's got a good color for hybrids because notoriously purple hybrids are pretty decent, but we haven't had one in a little while that was like really, you know, stand out. I thought this dude was going to stink. I thought Godku was going to come out, be the best of the best. This dude was going to come out and be terrible. And then this dude came out and he's leagues better than Godku. And I actually mean that. This dude does not die. He comes out, yeah, he's so good. I can't sing his praises enough. We are coming up on an hour, and I gotta speed through these last two because I have been talking for an hour straight. Omega Shenron. Again, I thought he was gonna come out and just be like, meh, he's fine. And I do think he's kind of just fine, but he is very good. Unironically, I think Rage Shenron that released with him is better. I said it, you heard me. Sorry, don't get offended. No, I think that they're both very good. Rage Shenron's more infuriating, whereas Omega Shenron, if you know how to actually like play the game and you're not just relying on somebody hitting you first, you can do some work. His LF is so freaking clean. I made the mistake of when I first talked about Omega in some kind of like, oh, he's a revealed video or whatever. I made the mistake of saying it was like a copy and paste of his old one because I didn't really watch it. It's so sick. It's such a good LF. And what are you going to do? Things happen. I don't like that he's green, but I also don't hate that he's green. For powerful opponent primarily. And I guess GT needed a good green, so it fits. He's a good unit, nice and solid. I'm not going to give him a ranking because I haven't gave a single other unit a ranking, so he's good. Final unit. Best art, I might say, in the whole game. And I don't mean that because, oh, it's recency bias. Like, no. Obviously, he is the most recent unit to come out, so there's a little bit of bias there. But when you look at this art, dude, it is so clean. And again, so if you watch the Ultra video, we'll break the fourth wall here. Making thumbnails as doing like YouTube and stuff. This art is the easiest art to make bomb thumbnails with. That's when you know it's good art. Broly, I love him, I do, but you need stars. If you plan on using this Broly for anything in any PvP type scene, you need stars on him. You will get nowhere with a 3-star. I tried. I made it work a little bit for the video, but it was tough. You need at least 7 stars, for sure. And a lot of people are saying, oh, he just does damage. That's all you really need. If he's just killing everybody and locking it, who cares what else he does? Now, admittedly, you can have glass cannons that he's the definition of. You want to talk about a glass cannon, bro? This dude has 150,000 defense in 2024. It's not horrible, but as the newest LF, he's also only 3 stars. What's his max stats looking like? Now, see, those kind of lie. Those look so much higher. Not his attack, but those look so much higher on his defenses than he can actually tank. I mean, when he transforms, bro, I don't know, 300k on the strike, 200 on the defense. When I use Broly, God, he gets melted. He gets melted so fast. But his animations are so cool, and he does hit like a goddamn truck. I don't regret summoning for him in the slightest, but I'm not going to act like his defenses are a problem. Homie dies real fast. All right. That is a 1 hour and 2 minute video talking about every single Legends Limited character in the game. Tomorrow, I'm going to record all the 1%. Every single sparking in the game, minus Ultras and LFs, obviously. Oh, God, it's going to be a 2 hour video. But I want to make sure I document all this stuff at least like once a year. Sit down and do this. And to see how my thoughts have shifted. I wish I had done it for the last couple years. It is what it is. Either way, if you enjoyed, make sure you go check out the Ultra video where I talk about all the Ultras. It's half the length of this video. And I will catch you in the next video. Leave a like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, BradicalYT. Thank you so much. If you actually enjoyed, I'm going to stop talking for like 30 minutes because I have been out of breath for the last 10 minutes. And I've been just trying to hide it. Thank you so much for watching. It is always appreciated. And I will catch you around. Deuces.